we're no longer sleeping together because I don't want that in my life. Yeah, so anyhow, I'm the good son. This is for my mother. I got to getting so happy about being back in the kitchen that I decided to do one other thing. Hey, hi everybody, it's the Papa from the Papa's Kitchen. Hi Susan,
This is the Nana from the Papa's Kitchen.
That's right, that's right. And we have not been on we haven't been in front of the camera for a little while, and I haven't actually cooked hardly anything for a little while. I almost feel out of practice. It's not a good feeling.
You probably are.
Last Wednesday we didn't put anything up because you weren't feeling well. You came,
Right.
You were up at Sarah's and came back with a terrible cold.
But they didn't give it to me.
Oh, listen, they did.
No, I think I left it with them.
Oh yeah, well you probably
Nobody
did.
was sick.
No, that's true.
It was either the airplane or something. Who knows? It doesn't matter.
It really got you down.
But now they all got
And I
sick.
still hear it in your voice.
Yeah, it's all into my
In your head a
So
little
it's been like 12 days,
Yes.
but it's just not wanting
And we're no longer sleeping together because
Well-
I don't want that in my life.
I didn't
No,
for almost a week.
I know it.
Yeah.
So, only because you were coughing like
Oh, I
crazy.
cough and then wake him up, and then I
can
try
see.
not to cough
Yeah.
to not wake him up,
Yeah.
and then I want to cough more.
So
You know it.
now that you're on the mend the last several days,
Yes.
it just keeps on pouring, the rain does, because now my mother is in the hospital as of
Yes.
2 days ago with, well, I'm not going to go into detail, but it's not the best thing, and her heart's giving her problems and some other things. And so she's in there. Today is Sunday. We had a pretty good, rainy Sunday, but this is now, tomorrow is Labor Day.
Right.
And this video goes up the Wednesday after Labor Day, sort of dating us, but here we go. And so she's in for a couple more days at least. So I thought what I would do.
And then I was up in Lincoln taking care of my mother.
And her mother,
who is transitioning into more care, assisted living.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to help her, and we,
It's bad.
they have to talk.
Now
to
you
her.
know why we don't have a dog. Because we're taking care of
have two
everything
mothers.
else. That's exactly right.
2 mothers and 13 grandchildren. There we go.
So yeah. So anyhow, it is what it is, and you do what you got to do. And many of you know the exact feeling that we're going through as well. So anyhow, she's in the hospital. I'm going to go up tomorrow and see her. So I thought today what I would do is bake her at least one thing, maybe a couple things that she can nibble on. Because it's not affecting your appetite. And that when I cut them small enough, I like doing that, then she can have them on a little plate or something
share 'em
with the nurses.
with the staff.
And then they treat her really good.
They do,
Yeah,
yes.
they do. So I got a nice couple of letters in the last month or two. One was from Sandee Brentlinger, and she sent me this recipe that I'm going to do. It's called a rhubarb crunch. I'm using rhubarb. I got to think what I'm doing.
And this is such an old.
Yeah, that
it
it's
calls
yellow.
for margarine.
But she said she's used it before, and anyhow, she's from Columbus, Ohio.
Yes.
And she wrote the nicest letter to us. And thank you, Sandee. And this is, I'm doing this in honor of you for my mother. And then just yesterday, I got a beautiful note from Ann from Portland, Oregon. So I appreciate when I get little letters like that.
mail.
I do, and that was so cool. I love that. So here we go. I'm going to make this.
Are you going to sift it?
I am. I saw Ina Garten say one time that no matter what she's doing, she always sifts her flour. So I've got a cup of white flour, which I need all-purpose,
Yes.
and I'm going to sift it. And then we're going to mix it together, and we're going to make anyhow, I'll go through this whole thing.
All right.
But this raspberry crunch looks very good. I keep saying raspberry, it's not, it's rhubarb. And in fact, and it worked out great because I had I got probably 5 or 6 cups here. I only need 3, maybe 3.5, 4 cups for this recipe. So with the rest, it was in the freezer because I had gotten it earlier this year. Cut it up and everything,
From
put
your
it in the
mother.
freezer. From my mother, yes. So I'm giving it back. There you go. First, I've got to make the base. So very, very simple, folks. And here's my little sifter. And I do 1 cup, and we're just going to do like this. And then I'm doing with this, I like this thing, that's fun. Oh my goodness.
The recipe said Or he thought it said a sifter, and he goes, I don't have a sifter.
Yeah, and then I realized I do. Yeah, and then 1/2 cup or 1 stick of butter, and I'm using Kerrygold unsalted butter. By the way, I was just telling Susan, it's interesting. I read an article of the 16 butters and margarines that are out there. Some company, Bon Appetit or whoever, did a survey and with taste testers and all that, and the #1 butter in the United States of all these different, there were brands I never heard of even, for the lack of additives, no additives or anything, but the pure taste is what I use and what I recommend, called Kerrygold. And so there you go. It should make it makes me feel better. It should make you feel better if you're using it. It's a little more expensive, but I do swear I can tell the difference. I really do. And I use both the salted and the unsalted. And it works good for me. Now, the other thing that goes in here, which makes it sound like it's going to be a great base, is in this, before I put it in this 9x13, is 5 tablespoons of confectionery sugar. So 1, and we're going to get this all mixed up then. 2, being a little generous here. 3, 4, come on, and 5. Actually, I'm sort of enjoying getting back into this kitchen, Sue. Pretty neat. And now I'm just going to do my pastry blender. What is this called? Pastry, I forget what they call this thing.
Pastry cutter.
Cutter, that's right. And I'm going to cut this butter into this flour and to the sugar. And we want just little lumps. And then we're going to pack it down into this prepared greased pan of mine. My oven is already preheated at 350 degrees. Once I get this done and packed in there, we're going to put this into the oven and we're going to bake it for 10 minutes. Then I'm going to pull it out, and then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients, which includes, of course, the rhubarb. And so I'll be right back with you as soon as I get this done. So there you go. I got it all mixed together, and I am in process of packing it down. And you could use a plate, a flat plate, or you could use a number of things. I'm just using my hands and pushing down and trying to get it even. It's a little shallow right there, so let's fix that. There.
There's some in that corner over there.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so anyhow, I'm the good son. This is for my mother. It was funny. I called my one brother, Ron and Renee, who you've met on this channel. I called them because they're in Sicily having a vacation that he had planned for. My brother Ron plans his vacations long in advance. And I said, hey, a mother's in the hospital, and I says, how quickly can you change your flight ticket? And Ron goes, you're kidding me. You're kidding. Really? Really? Well, let me see what I can do. He says,
your mother is
94, yeah.
Almost 94.
Yeah. And he said, okay, well, I says, yeah, Ron. I said, she keeps just calling your name. Ron, where's Ron? I need Ron. Then he knew I was kidding. He says, call me if it gets bad. We're bad. We're bad. We're bad. So anyhow, all right, so that's done. I'm going to put that in the oven, 350 degrees for 10 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes, and then we're going to come back and I'll show you the rest of the tricks.
Then we're going to come back and I'll show you the rest of the tricks, Mama.
Oh, there's the 10 minutes. Now. Okay, great. She told you, so I don't know. Okay, while that's baking, I want to get the rest of it ready. Now, my rhubarb, I've had that defrosting, so that's ready. And I'm just going to take 3 or 4 cups of this and spread it across the top of the baked crust. But on top of that, we've got to pull together a little covering, if you would, for the crunch. And here's what we do. We're going to take 2 eggs, and we're going to beat those. Let me get that ready. Show you. And really, this is a little bit of a modified. I've done these kind of things on a rhubarb pie and what have you. It's a little bit modified with the eggs. Never done it with the eggs, but I get what's going on here. And we'll beat that up. Yeah, that's fine. And I'm going to put that in there. And then on top of that, we're going to put 1.5 cups of white granulated sugar. So there's 1.5 just to be on the safe side. Let's measure that. There we go. Half of that. I'm going to do 1/4 cup of flour, and I won't sift it, but I will make sure I've just got a 1/4 cup of flour in there. I'm going to do what does it call for? 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. So there is a half right there. Good. And I like to be pretty precise on that. There we go. And then all the other thing is a pinch of salt, and I use kosher salt, and that's the pinch of salt in there. And then we mix it up. Here's what I need. Ooh, that's going to be nice. And by the way, if you don't have rhubarb, you could do peaches would be great. Any kind of real fruit would actually be very, very good in here. Even seed fruit, like well, peaches is one. You could do blueberries. You could, I mean, something like that. That would be great.
Apples.
Apples. You probably could do apples. Hadn't thought about that. But boy, that's going to be nice over there, and that sort of gives, like I said, gives the crunch. Now, when that gets done, I'll put it all together, and then all we're going to do is put it back in the oven at 350, and I'm going to bake it for about 40 minutes. And then we've got ourselves a wonderful little dessert. These are the kinds of things like I'm using you can take up to somebody in the hospital, or somebody that's just come home from the hospital, or they just had a baby or whatever. It's so simple to put together. You can do all sorts of different fruits on it, and it's perfect to take. And I like those little quick dish things that I don't have to think about hardly. Cut them up, put them on a nice platter or a nice paper plate. They even have those nice plastic plates you get at the Dollar General store. General Dollar? No, Dollar General. There you go. And you take it, and everybody's so happy with you. It's great. So I'll show you when that comes out of the oven. We'll put it all together.
To come back, and I'll show you the rest of the tricks timer is done.
This stupid thing, I tell you, Susan. I'm going to take this, rip it out of this house one day and be done.
Then we're going to come back, and I'll show
Alexa,
you the rest
stop.
of the trick.
Oh my goodness.
Promises,
Oh,
promises.
my goodness sake. This should drive you crazy. I need to change maybe it would help if I change the voice.
I don't think so. You don't speak her language. There it
Something's
comes.
gotta be done. There we go. All right. Now, first
It's only
thing.
partially cooked.
Yeah, it's partially cooked. It's going to cook the rest of the way. I'm going to put in 3 cups and probably a little bit more of rhubarb.
Don't overdo it.
No, I like to taste the
No,
fruit.
It's not that. It's that they're bars, and so you don't want to.
I know, but still.
It's not a pie.
Okay, that's 3.5.
Did you put sugar in those or anything?
Uh-uh.
Wow.
Didn't call for it.
Here, move that away.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm telling you, I need more rhubarb. I don't care what they say. There we go. Now that makes sense right there.
Try one. I want to see.
I did. It was very good earlier.
They're sweet?
No.
No.
But it's rhubarb tasting. It's very
Yeah.
good. It's going to be good. Okay, so there it is. And then this goes over the top, and we're just going to pour this right over the top.
You're getting really coordinated in the kitchen.
I'm trying. I'm a professional. I can hardly hold the pan. Some professional, eh?
Yeah, when you stick your tongue out.
I know it.
Total concentration.
I really do. I'm just trying to spread it around here. Spread the love. There we go. I'm not sure how this is going to come out, but we'll bake it until it's right.
I think you need more batter, maybe.
No. I needed less rhubarb. There we go. Oh, this is going to be just great. I'm not. And you got fruit sticking up, and it's going to be great.
You just gotta make sure the batter's all over it. I think to make
that's
it stick together.
Yeah. I think that's going to just be fantastic. I'll bet you it tastes good. So, thank you, Sandee. Sandee, if this doesn't turn out, I'm going to be writing you back, girl. There we go. There it is. All right. That's it, folks. Now it's going in the oven, 350 for 40 minutes or so. I'll keep an eye on it. Okay, as you can see, I've still got a little bit of rhubarb left over, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the Tupperware, put it in the fridge for tonight, not the freezer, the fridge. And tomorrow I'm going to take it into a saucepan and I'm going to make some rhubarb sauce for
good.
Putting it on ice cream, putting it on pancakes or waffles.
Put it on yogurt.
Put it on yogurt. Oh my
good.
Goodness, that'll be excellent. With a little granola and that yogurt.
Oh yeah.
Whoo, yeah. Okay, so there you go. I'll show you the end result and we'll take a taste test in a few moments.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I pulled it out of the oven. Now, I'll tell you what happened with this recipe, which is a great recipe. And I've already tasted a little bit. It's very good, but it looks ugly. And I have now confirmed that I'm having trouble with my oven. I was having a hard time the other day getting my oven to preheat even to 450 to cook some bread. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? So today when I baked this, it was taking forever to bake. So I'm having a problem with the heating element or something.
Look at the bottom, it looks great.
Yeah, it does. And everything looks great, but it didn't do right on top. And so you know it's not baking right. So it still tastes good, but it looks ugly, to be honest with you.
And is it good?
Try.
Yeah. And the rhubarb weren't real red, and so it makes it not as pretty.
Now, what I might have done, I like it though. I should have sugared the rhubarb a little bit, maybe.
I would have. Yeah.
And that would make it real
bitter.
sweet. But it's not bitter. It's just not real sweet. But rhubarb itself is always a celery.
But they're good.
It's good.
A lot of times bars are a little chewy or gooey, and that's
and this is still real warm, having just taken it out of the oven. So but again, my oven I got to call somebody and have them come out. I may end up with a new oven. 10 years old. You know, it's like appliances don't last any longer. No. I tell you, I pray every day that fridge doesn't go bad.
I know.
But anyhow, yeah, good. So that's a great recipe for you to try. My mother will love it. So I'm taking it up to have for her tomorrow, and she can give it to the gals. And oh man, spray a little whipped cream on there.
Nobody see. No, but if you do a bar like this, let us know what you would do different. What you do different.
If you do any, I'd love to know. Send me a recipe or something.
Yeah. Okay,
I'll
thanks.
try it. Yeah, great. See you next time, and have a great week.